I know I often start my videos out with that kind of okay, but you can tell when I do that it's kind of going to be a doozy. So I first want to tell you a little bit of backstory about why I've been thinking this. Lately, I have heard a lot of people talking about the concept that everybody does the best they can. Okay? So I gotta put my coffee down. Hold on, one more taste. I have to talk with my hands on this one for sure. All right. So there's a school of thought that says everybody is always doing the best they can with what they know. Now, I do think there are times in life when we are doing the best we can. I can think of specific times in my life in specific ways that I was truly and honestly doing the very best I could. However, as a big, huge, sweeping statement, how could this possibly be true? I want you to think about just yesterday. Okay, let's make this really, really relevant. So just yesterday, did you do in every single moment the very best you could? I actually had an amazing day yesterday and was very productive. Did I do the best I could? I can think of several things that I could have done better. And it's like, how many times do we choose to watch Netflix instead of playing with our kids? Or, that type of thing. And I'm not shaming any of this. There's a reason that I'm bringing this up. So, if we are not doing the very best we can, but we feel like we are, right? Then what is the missing link? What is between that? Here is what I see. And I see it in myself big time, okay? And I actually have seen it in myself before, but it was just yesterday that I was like, whoa, I am really doing this. I believe that we are, at least subconsciously, terrified of how much free will we actually have. So think about this. I'm doing the best I can. But when we are a little more in touch, when we're a little more honest with ourselves about what we could be doing, then it's a whole different conversation. Now, I get that there are real moments in life we're choosing between lesser of evils. I'm going to eat a dozen chocolate chip cookies, or I'm going to, cut a bitch. Okay, that's a legitimate thing. Eat the cookies. If it's between that and cutting a bitch, eat the cookies, okay? Now, those are extreme circumstances. We're not usually in a place where we're only choosing between two lesser of evils. Often, when we really take a second to think about it, we are choosing between infinite possibilities. Right this second on camera, there are so many different things I could do. There's the things I probably would do, like take a sip of my coffee. Like say any combination of words. Like maybe I'll stand up and do a little shimmy. Shimmy, 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 right? But I could, right? I could do infinite amount of things. I could sing, I could dance, I could sneeze, I could do the splits, it's ridiculous to even talk about because it goes on forever. So, I think that what overwhelms us is how much free will we actually have moment by moment. And so what we do, subconsciously, no judgment, no shame, is that we limit what we can do. So how do we limit? Well, we all have our specialities, but I think there are some very common ones. I would say probably the most common one for me and for a lot of people I know is we eat really poorly. We eat a bunch of junk food so we don't feel well. we don't drink enough water. We don't take our supplements. We don't get enough sleep. We procrastinate, so we get overwhelmed and leave things till the last minute. We create drama to stir things up so that we've got something to think about. Basically, we self-sabotage and create blocks between us and our full free will. So, if we are actually going to start truly attempting to do the best we can, which I feel is quite important, not about perfection, absolutely not, but about making a concerted effort to heal, to grow, to be a better person, to be a better parent, right? How does it feel to you when you're thinking about something very traumatic that happened in your childhood and the person who perpetrated that was like, I was doing the best I could? For me, it's like, well, then, honey, your best was not good enough. I don't want to be that person to my children, to my Gideon, to my siblings, my nieces and nephews, my clients. I want to show up how I can in the moment, truly how I can in the moment. And guess what? Sometimes that's going to be eating a couple of cookies rather than doing something I will regret forever and serve prison time for. But more often, it's going to be, even if it's a slightly higher vibration, a slightly better version of what I was just going to do. Okay? I'm not saying that all of a sudden we need to be these saints. I am saying, can we be working towards this trajectory? So what I feel, what I've observed is a really powerful place to start is by seeing through and shifting the obstacles, the self-imposed obstacles we are putting in our own way. Look, life has plenty of stuff it brings at us. But what are we putting in our own way on a foundational level that's making it difficult for us to show up as a more empowered version of ourselves? So going back to that original list, right? The way we're eating, sleeping, the water we're drinking, the procrastinating that we're doing, all of those really foundational things. What can we shift there so that we have more access to how powerful we truly are? I don't think any of you are going to argue that in this moment, there are so many different things I could do, right? So many different things. But the more tired I am, the more foggy my brain is, the more drama I have going in my life, that all starts to close the gap, starts to limit what I have access to. I truly believe that we have a responsibility to free ourselves up, to free up our free will more and more and more. And this is why I talk about this concept quite a bit. Okay, maybe you've only got 10% of yourself available. First of all, use that 10%. But secondly, how can you use that 10% to then free up more of yourself? Okay, well, I feel like crap today. I feel like I only have 10% of me on board. So what I'm going to do with that 10% is I'm going to make myself a green smoothie. I'm going to take my vitamins, and I'm going to call a friend and reach out for some support. Then that, all of a sudden, a couple hours later, maybe you've got 20% of yourself available. And we continue to expand on how much of our free will we can put towards bettering ourselves, bettering our lives, creating something powerful, something we love, not for somebody else, not because somebody's telling us we have to, or shaming us if we don't, or that we're living according to somebody else's idea of what that looks like to be powerful, but for us, for you, for what you actually want in life. So I feel like it's an important conversation to have throughout these Coffee with Dawni videos. Where are we ourselves blocking ourselves? How powerful are you really? Can you even feel into that? Can you even sense the difference between you living in that way and continually expanding and moving forward and being on the trajectory of the things you really want, being in integrity, showing up for yourself, showing up for the people closest to you? Or just saying, I'm doing the best I can, when we are not even working on our most foundational things, the things that keep us stuck in the first place. I probably should have warned you that this is going to be one of those conversations that your ego is going to want to shut down. Because one of the things the ego loves is rationalization and justification. Trust me, I'm the queen of it. So I want to be able to say that. I want to be able to say, just yesterday, I did 100% the best I could. I probably did about 75% the best I could. And that's pretty okay, right? But there are days when that number is much lower. And it's my job to free myself up to do better. I'm not talking about doing more, okay? I'm talking about raising our ability to show up in a way that creates possibility, that creates liberation, that creates love and connection for ourselves and the people around us. So what do you see in this conversation? What do you see about that foundational stuff that you know in your heart of hearts, if it was to shift, would change your life? And acknowledging and accepting that the only person that can shift that is you. So believe me, I'm taking this conversation to heart. Before I even started filming this, I made an appointment with a nutritionist, and I went and saw my chiropractor, and I had like a big glass of water with all of my tinctures and herbs in it. I really am trying to walk my talk here, guys. We can do this together. All right? I love you. I'd love your feedback. May your coffee be strong and your life be blessed. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. And if you would be interested in working with me further, you can check out DawniAngel.com. I would love to come speak to your group, come to your business to do a training, be on your podcast, my personal favorite, or even work with you one-on-one.